to start the show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game.
And we are here. You'll bear with us 1 second. We will remove the overlay and we will talk to you. And there we go. Good evening, Miss Elizabeth.
Hey, Dave.
How are you?
I'm okay. Still
Good evening,
dealing with
Barry.
the pollen stuff.
I know I'm already coughing. I'm trying to burn it out with coffee right now. I've been out in it all day trying to deal with crazy stuff, but it's been a day, but it's good. It's good to be here.
I know.
Rob won't be with us tonight. Wasn't feeling well. Long day. So you're stuck with us.
That's right.
Well, you're stuck with me. You got Miss Elizabeth. That's always a blessing.
Oh, you're
We're
sweet.
glad to be here on Mama Said. And we're just going to chit chat for a bit. But I've got some stuff for dog and cat lovers. Let's see what you know. Dog and cat lovers. There's a
Oh,
lot
that's
of dog.
always a good one.
There's a lot of dog and cat lovers in our stream.
Yes.
There are some who don't like it. That's okay.
Oh,
We
I don't know
don't
if I...
discriminate.
Oh, now come on now. Everybody needs to be a dog, either a dog or a cat lover. Come on now.
Well, there's just some people they may not hate them, but they don't care for them. They don't like them.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say they would do harm to them. Although in the region, don't want to narrow it down too much. Apparently, there was an arrest, a booking photo that came out of a girl who has been arrested. Her and her significant other, whatever he may be, for animal cruelty. Now, how does this is not the first time like this has happened before. I mean, how do these people? How can they get animals? I guess they get them from individuals. I don't know the story. I don't know if they were selling them, but they were arrested, so it wasn't good. I mean, if you're not going to take care of a pet, don't have the pet.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're not going to take care of it, it's like, if you're not going to take care of the kids, there's a lot of people who will.
Yes.
People that will adopt or be a guardian or care for them or
Mhm.
whatever. And I don't get it. Why? You know,
I know what.
Michael says he is a dog lover.
There
So
you go, Michael.
apparently he's not a cat lover, but he is a dog lover. So
Well, I love cats, but I am so allergic to them. I can't. I can't have them. I would love to, but I have my two dogs,
there
and
you go.
so it
Mary
was
says
very.
if you leave a plate of food on the back porch, you get an animal. Yeah, but you
Oh
might get something besides a dog or a cat.
yeah.
In our area, when you let the dog out, in some areas you better watch that dog because they might become lunch. There are coyotes and stuff that will.
Yes.
Miss Jen, cat lover. Yes, and I saw some pictures you posted. In fact, her cat hurt her today.
Uh-oh.
Big scratch with blood on the knee. What was all that about? I only caught a little bit of the story. I don't really know what happened. For some reason, the cat went all aggressive. She got a big old. Bless
It's
your
funny.
heart.
It's funny. I remember my mother and I went to some lady's house when I was really young, and she had a bunch of cats in her house, and um the lady kept saying, "You better be careful of the cats." Now, for my first interaction with a cat, she said, kept saying, "If you just be careful with the cats, they'll scratch you." And sure enough, it did. And I have a scar on my cheek
Oh
where
wow.
it scratched me. Yeah, took a big old scratch.
Barry says he likes cats and dogs.
Yes.
And Miss Jen says, my baby wanted her treat and she didn't want to share. Wow. Wow, wow. I don't hate cats. My late wife had three. And for 4 years of three of us. Okay. Yeah, I get it. There are people who, I think between the two, there are people who hate cats rather than dogs. I don't know why. They just don't like them. And you'll
cats are
fit it.
very cats are very independent. Um, you know, they don't want to be bothered, but when they want loving, they want their own loving. And they'll come and let you know they want loving. And when they're done, they're done.
When they're done, they're done.
Yes.
Leave me alone.
And, uh, uh, now, like,
Isn't that on a greater relational scale? Like that's marriages? Like
I know.
when they're done, they're done. I mean,
Yeah.
leave me alone. I was
Whereas,
asking my granddaughter today, because I do the puppets, and uh, I think I think they would be really good at being a part of the puppet team because they're not on screen, just them and their voice. And I was talking to my middle granddaughter. We were riding together. I was trying to take care of some business. We were all together. Then it was just me and her. And I asked her about it. And so she said, "Yeah, maybe. I don't know." I was asking her, "Could you do a voice? Could you do this?" So anyway, I said, "Well, let's do this quick skit." I said, all you have to do is say this. So I could say, if Uncle Jeb said, "Where do you sniveling snots want to go eat?" You would say, "Well, anywhere's okay," or something. So she said that. So I had him say, I did it in his voice. What did I say? I don't know. I picked a place. I don't remember where it was at. So I said, "You will say," she's looking at me, "Oh, I don't want to go that place. I don't like that." "Well, then where do you want to go?" "Well, I don't know. It don't matter to me." I said, "See, you're a natural." She just shook her head.
uh, that's funny.
You know, the reality of cats. That sounds like a reality show. The reality of cats.
Yes.
Look at the felines, females.
Uh,
Oh, I said, you got it down. She's only, let's see, what she's 14. I'm like, yeah, this will be you in a few years. Where do you want to eat? It don't matter. Okay, we'll go to Captain D's. Oh, I don't like that place.
yeah.
I said, I did take them out to eat today. I said, have y'all ate? We got delayed. I won't go in the story because I'll probably get mad, get on my soapbox about just how some things transpired. But anyway, we got delayed. I said, have y'all eat? So I said, no. So we went to Thatcher's. I like that. Hadn't been there in a long time. But they have I knew they loved tater tots and hot dogs and stuff. So we had a good time today. And hopefully my other granddaughter didn't just hear that. She's probably not listening because she would say, hey, where was mine at?
Should be like,
But,
wait a minute, I didn't get to go.
yeah, I didn't get to go. You have to be careful with those things, especially when, I have 2 boys, but they live out of town. All the girls, I mean, they're all girls. So you have to really watch. I messed up one time. I really tried. I didn't think. And my heart was in the right place, but you have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
So I did Christmas cards one year for the whole crew, which I do that anyway. But in that particular year, I didn't do a stock, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Dave. I made it individual messages to each person. Something about them. Made it special.
Oh, wow.
Well, that went downhill in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Because all the ladies, and I don't mean this to be, the guys are like, hey, that's great, thank you, man. But the ladies got in a powwow. That's probably not appropriate today's language, but I don't care. They all got together and they compared cards. And a couple of them were mad. I said, it's a Christmas card. What? Yeah, but you said in her card, she's a hard worker. And you said in her card that she always gets production or something,
Oh,
I wrote like a little paragraph, like thanks, you always, low quality, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was, but whatever it was. So I had to think really fast, like on the fly. And so I said, let me see your card. So she told me, I said, yeah, but you're the only one of 35 people. You're the only one that I put that right there. And she went, oh, I feel special.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what it was now.
I bet you've never done that again, have you?
You dang skippy, I've never done that again. I'm not
I
stupid.
don't blame you.
It's a great idea went down the tube. I mean, just down the drain. Like,
Yes.
I'm melting. Like, what the heck? Barry says, Thatcher sounds good. It is good. I had a cheeseburger and tater tots. My son, they bring them on the little trays. My son gets.
I've never heard of that.
You never been to Thatcher's?
No.
They're really good. They bring your food on like a tray. And my son had a I don't even know what he got. I think it was barbecue, tater tots, cheese. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. But the whole platter, I said, my gosh, man. Because yeah, it's a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be that much. There's one on 41 Highway.
Yeah.
Up past, you have to go kind of around a little bit, like you're going into East Ridge. But it's way before you get there.
Okay.
There used to be one in Chickamauga that closed in. I think there's one in Trenton, or there used to be. It seems like there's another one somewhere, but I don't remember. Yeah, yes, Miss Jen, you understand. You have to be careful of these things. Well, it's been, like I said, it's been a good day, but it's been an aggravating day. Some days, Mondays can just be that, or any day, but today was my Monday. Frustrating. We had a good show this morning, though. And I'm trying to take care of a lot of business in between with podcasts and just different stuff. It's just like the day just went, just flew. And I got family in. My aunt died over the weekend, and we're going to the funeral home Tuesday, tomorrow night. And Well, I think Tarman, they're still good and still there, but they are. I haven't been there in a long time. But we got a funeral Wednesday. So a lot family and baby sister. On Wednesday night show, my sister and her husband are supposed to be in studio with me here, baby sister. So we'll see. That's the plan. They will be in house, and we'll talk about whatever. But we're not going to talk about government because they work for the government. We're going to leave some of those conversations offline. I won't cause them no trouble. Thank you, Barry. It's the circle of life. Miss her. I pray for the kids. That's Mama. But we're here what Mama said.
It's still hard.
Yeah, a lot of memories, but she's with my dad. They were very close.
Yeah.
Very, very close. Big family. Some of them are still living, some have passed. But, it'd be good to see everybody. I just hate it's at a funeral.
Yeah.
So we'll go do that tomorrow night, reminisce, and then have the funeral Wednesday. So it's going to be a really fast-moving week for me, plus all the work stuff that's going on.
That's what my nephew said the other day when we were talking. He said, well, he said, it's a shame. He said, the only time we ever get to see each other is at weddings or funerals. I said,
I know.
know.
I know. It's we get really busy. When we were young, once my grandmother passed, the family get-togethers were a little started getting infrequent.
Yeah.
She's kind of the glue that held everything together. And there were still a lot of them got together, but we hadn't had a family reunion in, I couldn't tell you how long. There's been talk about doing one, but it's just one of those things. If you still have yours, enjoy it, because you never know when's the last one you're going to have. There's usually one or two people that drive stuff like that.
Yes.
And once they're gone, if you don't have somebody pick up the slack, it gets bad because nobody communicates like they used to. I have to pull it back up. I didn't put it inside the string. Don't forget, this program is brought to you by Patriot Mobile. They have I saw a great ad of theirs online today. Just really appreciate them. Let's see if I can find this image real quick, because it'll just be good for this week. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see here. There it is. We'll pull this up. We'll try to advertise at each of the shows. I will be on the Angry Conservative show on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in his interview series. I asked him today how many he's done. I believe this is the fourth one, or there's four before me. I'm not sure. But it'll be Rumble only. Rumble only. Looking forward to it. I've been able to watch one all the way through, and I've got another one I've started on, and he's on Rumble and the Angry Conservative, and he is in Alabama, and we're honored to be a part of that series. There we go. I think it's usually about an hour and a half, something like that, somewhere in there. But looking forward to and he takes questions out of the chat. But I think it might be Rumble Premium. I think he's done one, just to give everybody an idea, that the rest are Rumble Premium. So unless you pay for Rumble Premium, you won't be able to watch it. So just wanted you to know. People like to know. But I do want to thank them, Killer Carl and others that have had us up, and we appreciate that. They've been a big help to try to run followers and stuff, and they've helped us. And we are deeply indebted. On another front, I was a little bit crushed today. I have not, and I did not name the company, but the company we're going to do the coffee with, or we thought we were. We still could, but I don't think it's going to work for us, this particular company, right now. It could later. It would put us in a bind. There was some information I didn't know, but I have found another, and I think it will meet the same need, I believe. Not quite exact, but I think really, really close. So we're still working through that, and I'm going to get some samples in, and we'll have the coffee up as soon as we can. People have been asking about it. For now, I'm drinking 55coffee.com out of Michigan. And 55 Coffee, if you're out there, because I know you come in some of the streams because you come in Killer Carl's, if you want to work out a deal, contact me. I sell their coffee all the time. I mean, I buy it, I sell it, I advertise for it. I was even doing the commercials for it in Killer Carl's show because he knows I like it. This is the Freedom Blend. That's what I'm drinking right now. The Freedom Blend, 55coffee.com. And I just reordered Saturday night in the stream for Killer Carl, and they came in there. I saw your order. They've already shipped it out. So I'm like, used his promo code, Carl15, got a percentage off. So, as they say, give me a call and we'll talk. Small company, growing, trying to let's help each other before we make agreements elsewhere.
That's right.
We're gonna have coffee. We gotta have coffee. Are you a coffee drinker, Miss Elizabeth?
I am not.
I think I remember you saying that. She's not a coffee drinker.
No, I've never developed a taste for it.
Now,
if it's hot chocolate, we're golden. Give me some hot chocolate with a little bit of whipped cream on the top, and we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of companies I would like to use, but we've got certain requirements. Sorry you froze there, Miss Jen. We seem to be okay on this end, so just reboot the stream. Sometimes they do that. I'm looking at 3-4 different streams and everything looks okay, so we're all right. But I am still researching. And well, we'll see if we can work out a deal for the Mayhaw jelly and the Cowboy Caviar. I'll put Rob on that. Some things I just let Rob take care of. You take care of it, man. That's your job.
Ooh,
I'll work this in. You work that in. We'll see if we can get an agreement going with somebody to stock it. The thing is, Barry, we don't want to ship anything. We do not want to ship. I don't want to be in the shipping business. That can get really busy really fast.
Well,
we hope to sell. It can get expensive. We hope to sell a lot of coffee, but other things as well. I just signed up with a sticker company. We've got a couple of. Oh yeah, he did, Jay. He did. I showed him the hog first. I don't know if Miss Elizabeth saw that. What Jake did for us, our cartoon, our puppet picture. Did you see that?
No, I'll tell you. This cold and stuff has really hit me hard, and it has taken me a while to recover from this. And so Miss Elizabeth has not done anything. She's not been online for a lot. And so I've really just been resting and trying to catch up on sleep and get better.
I understand. Let me see if I can actually find that really quick. I believe I do have it. Now, I don't know if I can't see in this small thumbnail. Let me see if I can blow it up. So I'll put the right one up. Large icons. Still doesn't do me right, but I think this is the right one. So here, this is Jake. He made puppets out of me and Rob. 1 second. Maybe. There was an issue with my file.
Uh-oh.
Say it ain't so. I'll work on it. Give me just a second. I think it's where I was pulling it from. It didn't want me to do that. StreamYard is so ticky. Ticky. It's okay. Now I got to find it. That's not it. That's not it.
Don't you just love it?
Yeah. It's moody. StreamYard can be very moody. I've told them they need to. I mean, I've said for some time, they've done some improvements since we've been with them,
Mm-hmm.
but they need to do more. They're going to get left behind. There's a lot of people moving on.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. One, two, three, and sometimes it just, like I said, even the way it downloads and stuff. Well, we'll see if we can do that during a break. Because it's giving me a fit. It's okay. Tell you what I could do. Hang on.
Well,
Hang on.
well,
I'm coming.
while you're doing that, let me bring up a couple of things that's been going on in the school world, if that's all right.
No, I definitely want to hear that.
Okay. So in the state of Georgia, they are redoing some of all of the standards for reading and language and everything from kindergarten through 12th grade. Um, and so I already feel that for some of our kids, you know, well, not even for just some of them, I feel like they're pushing our young babies, kindergarten, first, even all the way up through fifth grade. I feel like they push them too much sometimes. And they expect so much so soon out of them. And
True.
instead of grasping all of the basics and all of that, the basic knowledge of everything, they just want to dump it in and go and just still, and they're not letting them grasp it enough. So now then, they're wanting them to even learn more and do more by the time they leave kindergarten and first grade and second grade than what they were before. They're
Oh,
wanting
wow.
they're wanting them to start doing research in kindergarten at 5.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's too much.
It is.
Wow.
And I'm just like, you can only put, I understand everybody says, oh, well, you got to give it to them while they're young. Their little brains are like sponges. But, to me, when a sponge, by the time it can get so overwhelmed that at a certain point, it doesn't soak up anymore. It just starts, it just starts sitting there in the water, and it's just sitting there. You know what I mean?
I do.
And it's just not absorbing anything anymore.
Yeah, they just overload them.
They
It's just too
do.
much.
And then somebody said, well, then they need to redo pre-K and let them start teaching them things in pre-K instead of letting them play all day. No, they need that playtime in pre-K. I'm a firm believer of that. They need that socialization in
Yes,
pre-K.
they
They
do.
still need it in kindergarten.
They do.
Um, and I think that, I really feel like that's why people are pulling their kids out and homeschooling more.
They are, and there's a lot of issues that are going on, and parents have had enough. And they try to talk to the school and they just don't get anywhere with them. And a lot of this stuff, as we know, is driven by the state. And they say they're just, there's nothing they could do. I had a parent was talking to me just, it was just 3 weeks ago, and there is a big frustration, um, a big frustration about some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I
And
even thought about.
they're some of them can't take their kids out. They feel stuck, and they're asking each other, like they're getting together and asking each other, what can we do? What do you think? These are all meetings that are happening, and they feel like when they've talked to the administration of some of these schools that they're not getting any satisfaction. And the biggest problem is some of the kids are, and I know that it's difficult in middle school, but some of the kids, their grades have crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And when the kids ask for help, they don't get it. Like they're
Yeah.
wanting to do it, and they're frustrated. It's become a big issue, a big issue.
Yeah.
And I've had them come and talk to me about it. And it's growing. These people are getting frustrated. It's growing, and they're frustrated with these, how much that is going on. This week was milestones.
Yes.
I'm sure it was like that across the state. So the kids are tired anyway. But some of them have had water balloon things they can throw at the teacher. Now, isn't it amazing? They do it for a fundraiser. And they throw water balloons at a teacher. Uh, it's so bad they have to do something like that, I guess, to keep the kids from being mad. I mean, like they tell them, you bring $1 or bring $5, and you can fill a water balloon and throw it at the teacher. So that's what I heard about Friday, and that's what I heard about today was being able, doing that. So I was like, I don't ever remember us having that option.
No, I don't either.
I
I just
don't think our teachers would have ever let that happen.
Oh no, I remember filling in all those little bubbles and having to make sure you are always on the right bubble, you know. But, and I thought about at one point, but I don't know it, if it there's a lot of places that are going back to like the one room schoolhouse.
Really,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Um
that.
where you have like, say, from kindergarten to fifth grade in one room, and
Wow,
but you only have so many kids in that room, but you can have up, like the lady that I watch and follow on TikTok and on Instagram, or X I think it is now. She um she started hers in Kentucky, and the kids, she started out with, I think, 27 kids, and it was her and two other teachers. And the
really,
kid mhm the kids come to her one room schoolhouse. She started it there on her farm, and they come, and they half a day is there in the schoolroom, and they even help out there on the farm to help learn responsibility. And they have, they bring their own lunch from home and all of that. But I mean,
wow.
it costs the parents for them to go, of course. But like next year she's hoping to have 32 kids. Um, but it would still be her and two other teachers.
Barry says, I believe the state needs to take the Digital Library of Georgia and scan every book and logical resource and put it in the library. Well, there are more accesses now. You can see a lot of things. There are a lot of that. Libraries and stuff, they have a lot of that. So
Yes.
they do. I know, Jake. I'm just moving stuff
Yeah.
around. Miss Jen says, no, they need to be babies slash kids.
Hmm.
Sorry, Jake. Be patient. Patience, Jake. Patience.
Yeah, I agree, Miss Jen. They do need to be babies. They try to make them grow up too fast. And
Yeah.
that's part of the issue, in my opinion, is that they're trying to make them grow up too fast.
No doubt. Avoid, avoid the Tide Pods.
Yes.
The only problem with that, Barry, is that some of the states have a very, very bad agenda, curriculum, I guess
Yeah.
is bad. And there you go. Yeah, that's how you can teach fractions. Pizza slices.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Jake is so impatient. Calm down. I got you.
It's
I
okay.
got you. This is the one with the hog on it, not the dog. We've switched it, but here you go. There we are. We appreciate that, Jake.
That's cute.
I'll put that out today with some music and stuff. People are liking it. So, absolutely. Oh, man. Yeah, I've got two granddaughters that go to school online and some that are in school. It's just some things that you really wonder. Sometimes you just wonder what the heck is going on.
Mhm.
It's a whole different ball game. Once we left elementary school, it got really crazy, really
Oh,
crazy. And the parents are frustrated. The kids are frustrated. You got furries running down the hall, pretending to be cats and dogs and stuff. It's just messed up. I don't know.
oh my gosh. Listen, I have to tell you about this commercial I saw today. And it's about that. You're going to love this, Dave. I wish I would have thought to send it to you because it was fantastic. It was about this girl that was pretending to be a cat. And the lady said, "Come on, come to the table and it's time to eat." And she kept being meow, 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 meow. And she said, "You can pretend to be a cat later. Right now, we're little girls." And she kept on pretending. And so the husband said, "Honey, where's those chicken livers that you didn't finish cooking the other night?" She said, "Well, they're still in the refrigerator." So he went and got them and he opened them up. And he said, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty." And he took them outside the door and he put it outside. And the little girl looked at him and he said, when we have cats, they eat out here on the porch. They sleep out here on the porch. He said, "But what you have to realize is you have to, and they eat mice too, is that you have to be careful of the raccoons, the rats, the big rats." And you've seen that one. That's good, isn't it, Michael? And the girl took off running out the door. And then probably about a few hours later, she come and knocked on the window and she said, "I'm hungry." And he said, "Well, we only feed little girls in this house." He said, "Are you ready to be a little girl?" She said, "Yeah, I think I am."
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's amazing to me that parents have been dealing with kids are always going to push boundaries and all this stuff. We've never had a problem before. Parents always figured it out.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden are kids running the house? I don't get it. I
I
always
know.
tell my kids sometimes they would say, "Dad, we need to have a talk." I'd say, "Oh, it's a conference." Yes. Okay. What's the rules? They'd say, I'd say, "Well, rules? Well, yeah, what's the ground rules here?" Well, we're going to tell you what we want, and we're hoping that you'll do it. We think it's not right what you're doing. Oh, okay. Oh, it's that kind of conference. Okay. We sat down. I said, okay. And of course, my oldest boy, he just listened. He wasn't going to say much. He let his little brother say everything. So he'd go through all this stuff. And I guess I was making faces or something halfway through. Josh would say, "Listen now. You got to listen." I said, "I'm listening. I haven't said a word." "Yeah, but the way you look, I know you're already thinking." So I just say, it would go on and on and on. He'd be trying to lay out. He's like a little lawyer. He'd try to lay out the whole deal. I'd say, at the end of it, he would say, "What do you think about that?" I said, "Well, it was a pretty good presentation. Uh, you know, I would say you laid out your case very well. You had some points, some sub points. You gave pros and cons. You were respectful. That counts for a lot." So he said, "Well, what do you think about it?" I said, "Oh, you want the answer now?" He said, "Yeah, I want the answer." I said, "Okay, the answer is no." And he would say, "Well, wait a minute, we got to talk about it." I said, "Oh, we got to have another discussion." "Why?" "I've already gave my answer." And he would say, "Yeah, but we didn't get what we wanted." I said, "Oh, you want the result to be what you want no matter what." He'd say he didn't know how to answer that. Well, maybe, I don't know. And so then I would go to phase two. I said, "Let me explain something to you." I said, "In this kingdom that we have here, where we live, I'm the king of I'm the king of this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And you live within my kingdom, and you have rights as long as I say you have rights. And when I say no, it's no. When I say yes, it's yes." He said, "But that's not fair." I said, "Whoever told you life was fair, son?" And he would say, but we got to have rights too." I said, "Yeah, you have a right to listen and to obey."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Well, when do I get to do what I want to do?" I said, "When you get your own kingdom. When you get your own kingdom, you can make your own rules. But realize there's consequences for those decisions."
Yep.
And so after about two of those conferences like that, they didn't even try no more. And I could hear his brothers. They were walking away, going, "I told you it wouldn't work. Dad don't play like that. Dad don't play like that." And he'd say, "Just give me a chance here. I'll think of something." I could hear him saying that as they're walking away.
I tell my kids in my classroom, I said, "Y'all don't have no rights in here.
That's it. I mean,
That
I'm
you're
the boss.
7 years old. You have no rights. So your right is to come to school and learn and to be a kid." Yes, I love that one too.
I
Yes,
think I saw that one.
I love that one too.
Yeah, we got one out here for you. Come get them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's always an answer. There's always a way to. I just the ones that get me is the sovereign citizens. We don't have to obey your laws. Come on. And every time they get jerked through the window of the car, every time it don't work. But yet they convince people online that they don't have to. They carry around their little papers. "Read this paper. It'll explain everything." The cop says, "I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I want your driver's license." and I want your name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have to tell you. Well, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I had a lady claiming she was a sovereign citizen that said if you walked up on her car, be it police officer or citizen, and she was scared, she could blow you away, and the law didn't apply to her. I said, ma'am, that's not going to work.
No.
That's not going to work. But good luck with that. She said, well, I hadn't felt the need to do it yet, but if I do, they can't put me in prison because I'm a sovereign citizen. I said, you might want to rethink your plan. If you're truly in danger, then yes, you can defend yourself. But just because you say, I'm scared, just because an official comes up to say, why are you speeding or whatever, you can't just pull the gun out and shoot.
No.
But I said that's the Looney Tunes we got going on. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
But here's the thing: is I don't think this is any. I'm gonna bring out our generations now. Okay. I don't think any of our Gen X people that watch the cartoons that they say are violent, like um, who is it? Pepe Le Pew, uh, w- um, Tom and Jerry, um, Woody the Woodpecker, all them. They said that people have said those are violent cartoons.
I know.
I grew up on all
At
that.
some point in our nation, and people don't like it when you say this, but I don't care. We became a bunch of sissies.
I
I mean,
agree.
we really did. I'm not saying we us, but we as a nation became a bunch of sissies. Jennifer T. Actually, the government wants to make our kids be. Oh, well, sure they do. Well, yeah,
Yes, they do. Because for a long time they took out cursive writing. At least the state of Georgia's put that back in now. Because you know why they took out cursive writing? I'll tell you why. Because they did not want kids to be able to read and understand the documents that our forefathers wrote. They didn't want them to be able to be able to read them. Because if they didn't understand cursive writing and couldn't read it, they couldn't understand it.
it's crazy. Michael says he identifies as a fruit, just a nut.
That's not a fruit, honey.
Miss Jen says, yep, love them cartoons. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back, we're going to talk dog and cat trivia.
Okay.
Dog and cat trivia. Some are easy, some are hard. Let's see what we can get out of it, have some fun with it. So really quick, and let us get some throat lozenges or something down to help with our allergies and all that good stuff. We suffer with the pollen up here. My car is
Ooh.
green. It's ugly. We'll be right back. Hey, Southern Fried fans and your Cornbread Nation. Well, yeah, that's right. We're going to advertise for Mammoth Nation. To all proud Americans, we call attention to these thoughts. Are you tired of woke corporations that don't align with your values? I know we are. Look no further than Mammoth Nation, the ultimate destination for patriots like you and me, and Rob and everybody else, including old crazy Uncle Jeb, who believe in putting America first. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, we're proud to partner with Mammoth Nation because they share our unwavering commitment to faith, family, and yes, freedom. Just like us, Mammoth Nation believes in the power of the American spirit and the importance of preserving our great nation's heritage. When you join Mammoth Nation, you're not just getting access to amazing discounts on products and services.
You're becoming a part of a community that stands against the forces trying to tear our country apart. From supporting veterans and first responders to promoting Christian values, Mammoth Nation is the go to platform for conservatives who want to make their voices heard. So, what are you waiting for? Join the Mammoth Nation movement today and start enjoying exclusive deals from businesses that share your America First values. Together, we can make America great again, one purchase at a time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to support a company that truly cares about our nation's future. Sign up for Mammoth Nation now and experience the difference of a community that puts America first. Use that QR code on the screen, folks, and that will take you right to the website where we also will be helped in your support of these values. We are customers of this great American company. Rob is a monthly supporter, and I am a lifetime member of Mammoth Nation. We're so appreciative of companies like this. Please be a supporter, not just for us, but for America. These companies need our support. We're patriots. Stand together with patriots. Take care, and God bless.
And we're back. Miss Elizabeth will be back in just a moment, catching up on the chat. Pepe Le Pew was a skunk, not a demon. Some don't care, sure. Yeah, there are some that do, but they're hamstrung. They don't teach the curriculum correctly. In some cases, the curriculum is horrible, but you're right. Like just like anything, you can get some bad teachers too. Discipline in the schools, it's true in some cases. There's a lot of fights, and it's both boys and girls. I've seen the video, and it takes minutes sometimes for a teacher to get there, minutes, in the school that I'm talking about. So there's identify the tactics of citizen. All right. Let's have some fun as we broadcast live from the banks of the Southern Fried River here in North Georgia. And it flows gently down past Miss Elizabeth in Somewhereville, Georgia. I'm not sure exactly where she's broadcasting from. It's a secret location. It's the bunker. She's in the bunker, ready for whatever may happen. She's out in the boonies somewhere in the bunker.
Well,
Go ahead.
past the airport. How about that?
Yeah, well,
Past the
that might be
airport in Atlanta,
the hood.
honey. Around here it is. Woo. Look,
And then it flows on down to Studio B or C tonight, because actually Studio B tonight would be Miss Elizabeth. Studio C is Rob, and it empties somewhere into the state of Florida. We know not where. One day we'll go and look and see where it goes. All right. Dog and cat trivia. I've got a few here. Not trying to be hard. Some of them are really easy. Some of them, I don't know. Let's see what we can figure out. You dog and cat lovers. According to the American Kennel Club, what is the most popular dog breed in the United States? Go. What do y'all think?
Mm.
The most popular. This was from last year. This is where they submitted this information. 2024. The American Kennel Club. What is the most popular dog breed?
I'm gonna say a collie.
Collie?
Either a collie or a schnauzer.
Not a bad pick. They say a Labrador Retriever.
Oh.
Tarman.
Okay.
Bumping it in there right as I said it. A Retriever. A Labrador Retriever. It's good dogs. They really are. Good family dogs.
Very energetic.
Very energetic. You need
Yes.
kids around. You got to run them. You got to have some fun with them.
Yep.
They don't need to be just sitting around. Hey, Terrace. Boston, Massachusetts. Amen to that. Hope you're doing well, my friend. You be safe up there in the upper regions of the East Coast.
That's right.
Boston. Lab, yes, the lab.
Yep.
All right. Which dog breed is known for its distinctive black and white coat and was originally bred to herd sheep? You are welcome, brother. God bless you.
That would be
Love
the
you, man.
collie.
It is a collie, but they have a word with it. I don't know if there's, I guess, different breeds. They say the border
Yeah,
collie.
border collie.
The border collie.
Yeah.
All right, a little tougher one here. What is the term for a dog's ability to detect scents, smell, far better than humans? Far better than humans. There is a phrase for that. What is the term for a dog's ability to detect scents far better than humans? They can sniff out things. I didn't know this.
Oh,
Which
you gonna
doesn't
give us
mean anything.
multiple choices on this one?
Well, I don't have a multiple choice to get. It makes sense when you hear it. Olfactory sensitivity. Olfactory sensitivity.
Okay.
That's the official designation of why a dog can do that. The next one is easy. Which dog breed has historically pulled the sleds in the Arctic regions? Which some people find very controversial, but I guess because of the race, but people have done it. What breed? Ah, Broski Bear. I see she says the border, and then dogs have an extraordinary olfactory capability which far exceeds that of humans. Look at you, Broski Bear.
Oh, look at
Up in
you.
there. Yes, it does. Tarman says the husky. Ding, 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 ding. It is actually known as the Siberian husky.
Yep.
Is that because of their thick fur, I guess? They can handle the cold better? They're beautiful dogs, the Siberian
They are.
husky. And what's the other one? There's one that's sort of like it. The Malamute. The Alaskan Malamute. Those are beautiful dogs. Almost look a little wolf-like. Dog mushing. Mush. I'll tell you this. I wouldn't want to be where they have to pull them sleds that way. I wouldn't want to be in that kind of cold. But my dad had always said for a long time he wanted to get a Siberian husky. Just loved them. And a neighbor of mine actually had one. Very smart dogs, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I believe the next one. I don't know if I believe it because I think there's some smaller. The question is, what is the smallest dog breed in the world? Smallest dog breed in the world.
The Chihuahua.
That's what they say, but isn't there dogs that are smaller than a Chihuahua?
Well, they got the micro dogs now, but those are. I don't know if they are. I don't know.
So it's still a Chihuahua, but it's called a toy. I thought there was another one though. I'm familiar with that, but I guess that's it. But I could have swore there was another type of dog that was smaller. That was a breed. But anyway, they got the biggest mouth.
Yeah, really.
We got one, a rescue, and that dog, man, that dog likes to bark at me. When my granddaughter's home, mainly, she goes into all protect mode, like anybody comes around is a threat, especially men, because she was abused. But I'm like, I live here. I'm the master of the house.
It don't matter.
She'll run out at me. She never tries to bite or anything, but she gets all aggressive. I'll say, will you go on? Go back to your mama. She'll run back. But she wags her tail the whole time. It's almost like a game. Sometimes I'll play a game with her. She'll run in there barking at me, and I'll say, all right, yo, go on back in there. And I know she's going to come back. She don't like it when I'm standing up. If I sit down, she'll eventually just go off. Won't bother me again. So I'll go hide, and she'll come walking back in. She's looking, and I've crouched down behind stuff and everything, and the dog will be looking, all of a sudden see me. Oh, she don't like that. She knows I'm there. She's walking real slow. She knows I'm there. My wife will just die when she sees it. I don't holler or anything. I just hide, and she'll look, see me. She'll bark. She almost give me like the side eye, bark and give me the side eye and run away. It's the funniest thing. Hey, you take care, Michael. Keep
Michael.
under control down there in the boonies of Alabama Highway. All right, what's the most famous German Shepherd that starred in 27 Hollywood films in the 20s? Pretty easy answer here. And what's funny is I wasn't even alive to see it. I didn't know it was that many. 27 Hollywood films in the 20s.
In the
German
20s?
Shepherd. The 20s. You see, when I was a kid, it was what German Shepherd obviously
It was Lassie, wasn't it? I mean, not the one you're talking. Not in the 20s.
Before Lassie.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking. What is the teacup? What is that? What type of breed is that? Is it still a Chihuahua? Those things are tiny. But I don't know the dog breed. That's what I was thinking of, teacup. People ride around their car and everything. The answer, because I go back to Lassie and Benji, and it was probably one other one, very early days. The answer is Ren 1010. I did not know it was 27 movies, though. Ren 1010.
Wow.
And I'm going to have to look this up. How come it was Ren 1010? What a name. But it stuck. People still talk about that dog. Which dog breed is known for the pushed-in nose? Pretty easy one here.
Which dog breed's known for the pushed-in nose? That'd be the pug.
It is the pug. Let me tell you about pugs. I had a friend that had a pug, a couple of them. Killer gas. They will run you out of a room. Pugs will. The ones I've been around. They go to sleep. They just let her rip tater chip, and it's rough. Rough. The pug. Absolutely. I didn't know this. This is pretty hard here. What is the name of the dog that accompanied Lewis and Clark on their expedition? I didn't know they took a dog. That tells you how much I knew about the expedition, but I didn't pay attention to that part of it, I guess. Did you know that?
We just studied Lewis and Clark, and it didn't say anything about
really
taking a dog.
So apparently they took a dog. How about, they should not disrespect the dog. I mean, the dog was a part of, yes, Barry, Ren 1010. The dog was a part of the journey. I'm about to look this up, but this is what they say. The dog's name was Seaman, like sea man, like out on the sea, not sea like I see you, seaman. Well, it's like a sailor. A Newfoundland, it says, a Newfoundland. I didn't know this. That's funny. You just studied that.
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark, and it never mentioned the dog. That's interesting. All right, what is the two dog breeds? Oh, it is a teacup Chihuahua. So I guess that's right. Does the teacup Chihuahua have as big a mouth as the rest of the Chihuahuas? I bet they do. I bet it's just higher pitch because they're smaller. They can't generate as much bark. What are the two dog breeds that are most commonly used as guide dogs for the visually impaired? Actually, it's one dog breed, but there's two different types in that breed. I have a friend, great dog. They had a great dog for him. He'd come to church with him, and the dog would sit under the pew, just lay down on the floor, sleep. Sometimes he'd look around. I'd watch him, and we get a really good worship service. It never bothered the dog whatsoever. Never bothered the dog. But it's a great dog. Those dogs are amazing. But it's the retriever, and they say the Labrador or the Golden are used for that.
Okay.
I met a guy the other day. He's kind of sort of homeless right now. Long story short, he was staying with a police officer, and he had a dog, but the police officer was a canine unit, so he had the canine at home. And his dog got aggressive with the canine. The canine, they'll take down any man or fleeing subject. It didn't do anything to the dog for attacking it, so it hurt its leg before they could get the dog loose. Because the dogs are employees, they are officers. I never thought about it like this. The dog couldn't do its job. The canine's on light duty for 10 days.
Oh, wow.
I never thought about that. That actually affects your employee, your OSHA rate, and all that. It is an employee of the police department. They retire and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
they have if you think about it, they have a funeral service for it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like with the other police officers and everything. Like if a police officer dies,
oh yeah,
they have the big services, and with a canine, they have the same kind of service.
I don't know why. I just never thought about that in that way, that it would affect. It did get hurt on the job, but they were mad that it couldn't do its job. That's what it was. It didn't affect their OSHA rate, but it could have if it was on the job. But it got hurt, so its legs got to heal up. So he made the guy move. So the guy's living in his car with this big old Saint Bernard. It was a Saint Bernard mix that attacked the canine.
Oh wow!
Those are big dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Which dog breed is known? And you do have some cat ones, so don't worry. Which dog breed is known for its blue-black tongue? I didn't know this either. I never thought about it.
Blue-black.
Blue and black tongue. I would have never.
Know.
And I think these are fairly aggressive dogs. Y'all can tell me. A Chow Chow. You ever had one?
I have. When we did when I was a kid.
It says they have a blue-black tongue. I don't know. I never had one. Well, aren't they very aggressive?
Ours wasn't. No.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Interesting. What's the average lifespan of a dog in human years? The average.
I would say 17 to 20 years.
You're definitely in the ballpark. They say 10 to 13. Depending on the breed. On the breed. Some breeds will live long. I mean, an English Bulldog ain't living till 17 years.
No.
They just have too many health problems. But there are dogs that can live a very long time. Which dog breed was originally bred to hunt badgers? I didn't know this either. Can we teach them to hunt? I ain't gonna say it.
Was it the terrier?
No, the Dachshund. I guess that's how you say
Okay.
that. The Dachshund. They were originally bred to hunt badgers. Badgers can be a bad deal. You don't mess
Yeah.
with no badger. You don't want to mess with no badger. But they were originally bred to hunt those things. Here's you a good one. We know that the dog in The Wizard of Oz, the name was Toto. But what kind of a dog was it?
Oh, it was a Scottish terrier, wasn't it?
It is a terrier. They don't say Scottish. This may be just a I'm not really sure what the term means. I don't know how to pronounce this. I mean, it could Cairn. Karen? Karen? A Karen Terrier? I've never heard of that.
No, I hadn't either.
But it was a terrier. Anyway, it was a terrier. Good. I didn't know this either. What is the term for a dog's natural instinct to chase moving objects? I've never heard of this.
I don't know.
Prey, like in a prey, Prey, prey drive. Prey drive.
Okay.
Didn't know that either. Prey drive. What dog breed is known as the king of terriers due to its size? This shouldn't be too hard. I've never had one. Barry says I had one bite me as a meter reader. The chow you're talking about? I think he's talking about the chow. They can be very territorial. I had a neighbor that had one. And they gave you that look. You did not want to cross that boundary line unless you were invited. They would patrol that their boundary. The one that we never went in that yard. The old meter reader, Barry. The old meter reader. That's rough. It is the Airedale Terrier. The Airedale Terrier.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
They're known as the king of terriers due to their size. The Airedale Terrier. Jack Russell Terrier. I didn't know this either. What is the name of the dog that guards the gates of the underworld in Greek mythology?
That is
Uh-oh, here comes the education in. I would have got this.
that is oh shoot. It's been a long time since I've studied Greek mythology. Let's see.
It starts with a C, if that helps.
No, it don't. I can't remember.
Cerberus? Cerberus?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah,
They guard the gates of the underworld
yeah.
in Greek mythology. They have one here. I'm going to switch around and change the question a little bit because it's a little too easy. A lot of people thought these would be great dogs to have as family pets. They are if you're going to give them a lot of attention. They're not if you don't spend a lot of quality time with it. What kind of dog is that? Pretty famous dog breed.
Is it the pit bull?
Not the pit, although I could see where they would probably want to have all that interaction. I had a lot of people would get them and they don't realize how much interaction that they need. And the dogs get kind of nuts if they don't get it. They will get aggressive. and a lot of people end up getting rid of them, and it becomes a problem, especially around Christmas time, because they're cute and
Mm.
they're known for. I'll give you another hint. There was a movie made about them,
Oh, the Dalmatians.
the Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Miss Jenneth, I did have a German Shepherd. Great dogs. You do. They're great family dogs too. They can be aggressive. Mine was always aggressive with people that wanted to cause me harm. Uh, I guess they need a lot of playtime too, but the Dalmatian requires
Yeah, they're
a
very.
lot.
Yeah.
You don't put this in a little fence and ignore it. It ain't playing that. Dalmatians don't play like that. What is the term of a dog's act of digging? Barry said he had an Airedale. What is the term of a dog's act of digging to create a cool spot to lie in? I didn't know this either.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, they like to get a cool spot. Barry said, yeah, the Cerberus. It's called denning. D-E-N-N-I-N-G. Denning. I like a cool spot to lay in.
Yeah.
I certainly don't like a hot spot. I mean, sweating and all that. Have you ever had one of those beds that has they not a water bed, but they circle the water cycle? It's like air conditioning for your bed. You lay on it,
Mhm.
and it's hoses, it's water, but it runs it through a machine that keeps it cool. So you could also make it warm in the winter. So you lay it on top of the bed and you lay on that, and if you get it too cold, you'll freeze to death. They're
No.
great. I knew a lady. They're very expensive. But you got to take care of them, and it would be good around pets because you get leaks.
I can imagine.
But a lady told me she had that system, and it was amazing, just amazing. What is the name of the first? I didn't know this. What is the name of the first dog to travel into space? I didn't know a dog had traveled into space. Did you know that?
I didn't either. I knew a chimpanzee had.
I didn't know this. Wow. They sent a dog up.
I didn't know.
Was that those that maybe that was that the ones that went up the other day? Oh, wait a minute, that wasn't dogs. I'm sorry. That was actresses. Entertainers, I'm sorry. And did they really go to space?
That was good.
It was called Laika. 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 I didn't know that.
Okay.
I wonder if it was us or the Russians. That sounds like almost like a Russian thing.
Yeah.
Laika, go up. What is the dog breed known for its long, droopy ears? Long, droopy ears, and exceptional tracking ability.
I can see it in my head, but I don't know the name of it. It's a hound dog.
The bloodhound.
Yeah.
So you got the hound part right. You got that right. Wait. All right, there's some cats. What cat breed is known for having no tail?
Bobtail.
Not a bobcat.
Bobtail.
A cat breed is known for having no tail. It's not a bobcat. My granddaughter's being the expert over here.
A cat that got its tail cut off.
Well, no, I don't know why they don't have a tail. It's just no. It's called a manx. M-A-N-X. I've never even heard of it. Manx. You may have heard of that?
No.
Have you heard of it?
What?
Manx.
Yeah, let's look it up. Let's see what a Max looks like. Probably looks like a weirdo.
What is the average lifespan of a domestic cat?
I'll go with the answer I gave you last time. 17 to 20 years.
They say the average is 12 to 18, so it's on the higher end though. So it was a little bit longer. Dog was 17. They added a year.
Wait, what is it called?
Max. M-A-N-X.
M-A-N-X.
M-A-N-X. So Barry says the Sputnik. They set the dog up in the Sputnik.
That is what a Max cat looks like, guys. A normal cat without a tail.
That's what it looks like.
Without a tail.
That's creepy looking.
Hey, it's a normal cat.
That's weird. They have no tail.
Some pit bulls don't have tails at all except for a tiny little bump. That's your phone, I don't know.
What is the term for a group of cats? A group of cats. Miss Jen, you got like 9. You should know this.
Mm.
A group of cats. Oh, the dog died in space, Barry says. I didn't know this.
Really?
Wow.
Did they let it die, Barry?
I guess it was like a test run.
Oh, that's cruel.
I'll have to look this up. I really didn't know that. I didn't know that. Interesting. A term for a group of cats is called a clouder. Clouder. I never heard that in my life.
I neither.
If I did, I've forgotten it. A clouder.
Well, there's a reason you forgot it. That's worth forgetting.
All right. Here you go. Use the education again.
Uh-oh.
Jenna says a colony. They called it a clouder. I don't know. All right. What is the name of the Egyptian goddess often depicted with cat-like features?
Sphinx.
What is the name? No, that is actually in here, but that's a cat breed known for its hairless appearance.
Mm.
So the name of the Egyptian goddess often depicted with cat-like features. A Bastet. Or it was called Bastet.
I wouldn't have known that one.
How did an Egyptian goddess get the name Bastet?
Where did they come up with all these names?
I don't know.
Greek mythology and I mean, my gosh. And then the Egyptian goddess. I mean, my gosh.
What is the term for a cat's sudden burst of energy, often seen at night? I've heard one of these, but the other one I have not. They have 2 terms that mean the same thing, basically. So what's the word when a cat has a sudden burst of energy, often seen at night? So they're like knocking stuff off, jumping, running, whatever.
Yeah.
One term is, and I've heard my granddaughter say this. She said it about her dog. She's just heard it somewhere. Zoomies.
Yeah. He gets that after a bath.
Hey there. It's also known as a frap.
A frap?
A frap, which stands for frenetic random activity periods. Fraps.
Hmm.
So it's just frenetic random activity period. I think zoomy sounds better.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Which cat breed is the largest domesticated breed? Yes, Barry, a clouder.
Mm,
I wouldn't have got this. I have never heard of it.
I don't
What
know.
cat breed is the largest domesticated breed? It's amazing. I've never heard this. The dog was lost in space. Wow. That's sad, Miss Jen. The dog was lost in space. I guess they didn't get the craft back home. You're really close. That's it. But they spell it Coon. Way to go. Nailed it.
Oh, the Maine Coon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're huge and they're beautiful.
I didn't know that. The largest domesticated breed. Okay. That's Sheba. Oh. What sense is a cat's most developed sense? What sense do they have that is the most developed?
Mm,
So with a dog, it was the sense of smell.
yeah.
With a cat, oh, okay. I got you, Miss Jen. You good.
So it's not their smell.
It's not their smell.
Okay.
But they are always sniffing things.
Taste.
No, it's not taste. Actually, getting one for my cousin with extra time. Eyes. Eyes.
Their sight, I think is what she's saying.
Oh, okay. It's actually the hearing.
Oh. Mm.
Okay, Barry has information for us. Cats have 3 eyelids. The third eyelid is called a scintillating eyelid. Says they're hearing. They're listening. Like I got them 20 years. I mean, you know. Yeah, running it out is a zoomie. Miss Jim said she needs to go to bed. What is the term for a cat's retractable claws? Well, they do got some claws.
Yes, they do.
It's not. It's really not that hard if you think about it. It's claws, but they call it protractile claws. Protractile claws. Let's see. What is the name of the famous internet cat known for her grumpy expression? I have no idea about this either.
Grumpy cat.
It is Grumpy Cat. I guess this is a thing.
I guess.
People they just go. Is it like a site you go to, or it's just an emoji? What is that? What is?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Barry, you're fine. It's trailing a little bit slower when you're putting it in there, but you're good. Grumpy Cat is a thing. I didn't know that. Let's see. What is the term for a cat's kneading behavior, often done on soft surfaces? You know, they're always doing that little thing. I didn't know this either.
We call it making biscuits.
That's it. I never heard that either.
Really?
And I had cats before. Not in a long time, but I've had cats.
Yeah.
Never heard that. Making biscuits. We'll have to ask Rob if Chuck makes biscuits. We'll pop that. I'll pop that on him on Wednesday morning.
Tell him. You ought to tell him Chuck crumbles his biscuits.
That's right. He's a crumpler. That's right. Yes, you're right. In the Instagram, Sassy Kitten, you should know making biscuits. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Oh, that's great. And Chuck crumples his biscuits.
From the Instagram side, you get to go on the screen for that. Yes.
Oh.
Making biscuits. I really never heard that in my life. Way to go, you cat lovers. All right, here's a tougher one for you. Which cat breed is known for its folded ears? I didn't know this either. I'm bombing out on the cats. I just got to tell you. Bombing.
Oh, I don't know that one either.
Breed of cat known for its folded ears. I love it. That's called in your face. Take that, you people. Oh, did it again. 2 for 2. You go. The Scottish Fold.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard that either.
Me either.
The Scottish Fold. Nice. I wonder why it's known as Scottish Fold, though. I mean, Scottish. I'm just curious. All right. I tell you, I don't know none of these. You can tell I'm not very educated on cats. Even though I had cats, I really do not know none of these. Which cat breed is often called the gentle giant due to its large size and calm demeanor? The gentle giant.
We'll go back. Is that Maine Coon?
Well, that's not what they have here.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
I don't either. Well, I do because I see it, but
I was going to say, I hope you do. You got the answers.
it's called a ragdoll.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of the ragdoll.
Grumpy the cat had a deformity, but his face was like that, frowning. Oh, okay. Interesting. The internet changes so much. There is a term for a cat's ability to always land on its feet. I wouldn't expect you to know this. I said you wouldn't, but I would have come close. It's called a righting reflex. It rights itself, I guess. A righting reflex. All right. Which cat is known for which cat breed is known for its curly coat? A curly coat. I wouldn't have got this. Not even close.
I don't know that one.
It's known as a Devon Rex or a Cornish Rex. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
I didn't know it. Just a couple more. Pretty easy. What is that? We'll just say this one. What is the name of the cat in the comic strip?
Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield. Everybody like Garfield?
I mean,
He said Grumpy Cat passed away. I didn't know that. Well, I guess I would because I wasn't really paying attention to Grumpy Cat.
You don't know who Grumpy Cat is?
Sorry, Grumpy, I didn't know you. Rest in peace. I didn't know. And how do cats communicate with humans? What's that called?
A purr.
It's not a purr.
Meow.
It's
I mean, you only got
that
two
is
choices there, honey.
that. Well, I know there might be a third because with Chuck, he does it by running haywire through Rob's studio. It's become a
Well,
daily
he
thing.
bites him.
He bites him, yeah.
Yeah.
He bites him. Rob's taking the hat off, shooing him out of there. They'll be all friends for a minute, and then the next thing you know, he gets attacked.
I know. He's like, hello there.
So you said you had two dogs?
Huh?
You say you have two dogs?
I do.
What's their name?
Max and Precious.
Max and Precious. And
Yeah.
how old are the dogs?
Max is my sister. That's funny. My sister and I were talking about that last night. Max is 8 and Precious is 9.
Precious.
I know. They're getting old on me.
What kind of dogs?
Max is a miniature schnauzer, and Precious is a Yorkie. So, yeah, she's the one that snores all the time. I swear, I think she's half pig. Sorry, I'm getting my cough medicine ready. Um, she's, I think she's got some little piglet in her. I told my sister, Max has decided he wants to move now. Um, I was gonna put her out in the field with the little piglets because we've got 6 piglets back on the farm.
Ah,
And I said I'm gonna put her out in the field with the baby piglets and see how she reacts to them because she grunts and groans just like they do. And my sister started laughing so hard, and she grunts and groans just like they do.
I had a boss once. He said he didn't need an alarm clock. He said if he wasn't up by 6 o'clock, their cat would get up on his chest and smack his nose like
And that's good.
repeatedly.
Yeah,
You only let that happen once, and you learn you better be up by 6 o'clock.
yeah,
It was right on the nose. So he said it's the most amazing thing. It would always be 6 o'clock. Like
that's
what?
funny.
So the first time it happened, well, the first and only time it happened, it was pretty bad. I think because this, you know, it's got its claws out,
Oh,
like it got its nose up. It's like, what's going on? You know, you're sound asleep, that the cat is just tearing your nose up. So he said, I
but
made sure I was up by 5:30 after that
yeah,
because I wouldn't go through that more than once.
no, no. Well, back at I've got. I'm hopefully going to be moved back full time to Northwest Georgia uh,
Cool,
at the end of June. By the end of June,
awesome.
and back to the farm. And
Back to
so
the farm.
back to the farm. I can't wait. City life is not for me. Let me just tell you. Can't. Just leave me on the farm. Let me do my little thing on the farm. Um, I'll do whatever I need to on that farm. Um, I'll milk the goats. I'll gather eggs. I'll do whatever I need to on that little farm.
It's better than
But
dealing with kids running wild and crazy parents.
yes, but I'm telling you, it's city. The city's crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
the cities are getting bad.
I know.
The people are just getting, and people are getting more and more no patience, on edge, ready to snap.
Yes.
There's a pressure point there that is it's just growing,
Yes.
and the cities are going to melt down. I mean, they
They
really are.
are.
I saw a video the other day. In fact, the lady said, "If you want, what was it?" She said, "If you want, basically, I forget what it said, but basically, if you want to have peace in your life and all that, move to the country."
And she's right.
Yeah,
She is. I tell people all the time, the people that I work with, y'all don't understand what it's like when I leave here on a Friday to go back home. Um, I said it's so much more peaceful. It's
yeah.
so quiet. It's just I don't have to deal with the stress. It's so much better.
Well, you're not piled on top of each other. Your neighbor is a little
Yes.
further away, probably a good neighbor, most likely, and you just don't have you just don't have roaming bands of criminals rolling through
Yeah.
constant, and in neighborhoods, if you got a bad neighbor, it can be pure hell.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
constant arguing.
Yeah.
I knew a guy that his neighbor just about drove him nuts, and he finally put up a fence, kind of a privacy fence, and the guy tried to sue him and saying it was on his property. It was not on his property. He said, "I tried every way in the world to get along with this guy." He said, "I couldn't. It's
Mm,
crazy. It's nuts." And he thought that maybe they wanted them to move, so he wanted the property. Figured if he could get them out of there, he could buy it. He wanted it. He didn't like them there. It's like, man, I own it, man. This is my home.
yeah.
That's what you deal with. It's
Yeah.
crazy stuff. It's not for me. I mean, I'm not. I don't know if I'd want to be way out, but I like to be out. This town has grown up too big. I was telling my kids today. I said they have ruined this town.
Oh, I know.
You can't move. It's just it's become a very busy place,
Yeah.
and it's what I grew up with is not this. It was very laid back, and everybody always complained that, well, we need this in town, we need that town. We don't want to drive over the state line. I never minded that a bit.
Yeah.
Keep all that crime and everything, most of it, away.
Oh, I
But
know.
the pouring into Georgia from Tennessee just overloaded the schools and everything else.
Mhm.
Subdivisions going up everywhere. A lot of that farmland now is developed. There's still a lot of farmland.
Well, and what people don't understand is the farmland is not being used for farmland anymore.
Yeah,
It's been turned into, like you said, subdivisions. Um, it's being turned into apartment complexes and things like that. And it still needs to be used for farmland in
yeah,
all reality.
yeah. And there was a thing that Obama was doing where he was trying to move. Um, they realized that the rural people are not with this craziness, so
Hmm.
he was trying to move like these apartment complexes and stuff deeper into the country
Yeah.
and kind of bust up that kind of thing where you get more crime and all that. And there has been some of that that's happened.
Yeah.
If you look in North Georgia, some of the rural areas now have that.
Yeah.
That's all government. That's all a government program, and it's done purposely to change that whole environment. We'll just say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was an Obama directive to do that. It is people right here not happy about it, but greedy politicians went head over heels for it.
Yeah.
and people were very upset. In fact, that's why one of the commissioners got voted out. People had that and other things, but was not happy about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's peaceful in the country. I spent a lot of time on farms and stuff growing up, and it's just peaceful. There's nothing like being out at night. You don't hear highways,
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear gunfire, loud music, or nothing like that. And
Yeah.
you might hear a train way off in the distance. You
Mm-hmm.
can look up into the sky and see the stars clear because you don't have all those lights.
Oh, it's
Like
so
a city.
nice.
It's peaceful.
It is.
You truly can enjoy sitting on your front porch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, or laying out on the ground just looking up at the stars.
Yeah.
There's a peacefulness to it. And people in the cities, they're just on top of each other. You know, your neighbor is just over the, through the wall,
Mm-hmm.
or up above or below or whatever. You got nowhere to park. You're always fighting over a parking space.
Oh, I know.
Or like people park in the handicap, take
Mm-hmm.
up all the handicap parking that are not handicapped.
Yeah.
And that's what they fight with all the time.
Yeah.
People don't care. I just don't want to live like that. I do not want to live like that.
One of my good friends from down here, she came back and she went back home with me one weekend, and she was like, "Is it always this quiet here?" I said, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah,
She, my gosh, she said it's almost too quiet. I said, "Not for me, it's not."
yeah.
I said, because you get used to it, you don't hear all that noise pollution that's in the city.
Well, that's why a lot of people run fans and stuff in the cities because of all the outdoor noise that's going on.
Yeah.
You can't sleep. So to get out like that, they're like, wow,
Yeah.
super quiet here. You can
Yeah.
hear a pin drop in the house.
Yeah.
Somebody goes to the restroom, you hear it. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be harder sneaking out of the house.
Yes, for sure.
Creaking floors and everything. People hear that. Like,
I know.
how many acres are you sitting on?
I have 3 acres, and my daughter and son-in-law have 10 that's right next to me.
Cool.
So we're all connected.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Peacefulness.
it works out good.
Dogs can get out, and run around, have some fun.
I know. Poor old Max and Precious, they love it because down here I always have to have them on a leash when I take them out and walk them. But
Yeah.
back home, I don't have to. I can just open the door and let them out, and they're good. They can go out in the yard. They're always on, the farmland. Even if they go on to my next door neighbor's land, they're still okay because they got dogs. I mean, and I know they're fine. And that's nice because I don't have to worry about them.
So you gonna make one of them little piglets your pet, indoor pet, little piglet?
No. Mm-mm.
They say
No.
they make great pets. I don't know.
No, it's gonna grow up and it's gonna go get that little piglet, it's gonna go to market. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't name the piglet. So
No. Piglet 1, Piglet 2, Piglet 3.
there you go. Got to
Yeah.
have your ham and sausage and everything else. So,
Yeah.
how many pigs do y'all have?
We
Besides,
we've got well, it's not me, it's Sarah and Trent. They've got two different breeds. They've got a breed called Kinzu, which it's a breed I've never heard of. And they've got I think they've still got two females and two small males from them. and then whatever breed these 6 piglets are from me, it's a different breed.
Okay.
But then they've got some goats, and they got a milk cow, and they've got chickens, and but I think they're wanting to do more goats, and I think more for the milk than anything. You know, I've tasted the milk from the milk cow, and it is just, you can taste a big difference
Yeah.
in the fresh milk and the milk that you get from the store. And it just is so much better after they run it through the process and everything of the getting it, of, however the process they run it through. And it's so much better.
Well, a lot of people are going back to creating all the things they need to grow up, raise, grow all things they need.
Yeah.
Get away from these processed foods. Things are pumping into the food, and of course prices and all that. It's become a big deal. Even people on small lots are learning how to maximize their growing areas and all that, so that they can sustain themselves. There's things that you can get that will help you do that, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and it will show you how to lay your whole yard out so that you have everything you need. If it's big enough, you can raise beds and all that stuff to help you get those things that because we don't know what's going to happen. It's getting crazy anyway.
It
Yeah.
is. It
So a
is.
lot of people are going back to that. I work with people. They're starting their own farms
Hmm.
and guaranteeing fresh, good quality, feed and all that stuff that they do. It's all natural, and it's growing. People are buying their eggs from them and everything else.
Yes.
So whether it's for personal use or personal and to sell, this has become a big trend right now across the
Well,
country.
it is, and I think it's only going to grow
Yeah,
because when you're having to pay eight eight and upwards for a dozen of eggs,
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, I know people that quit eating eggs.
Yeah.
They just say I can't afford them. I'm not going to buy them.
Yeah. And if
So you
you
see a
get
lot of that.
and if you can get a dozen of farm fresh eggs for $5, why not? I mean, I know that's what Sarah sells hers for.
Yeah,
A dozen of farm fresh eggs for 5. Um, so, and then, she's just starting out, I think, with the goats as far as milking them and everything. But, eventually she wants to get more productive in that and do
have you
cheap.
tried the goat's milk?
I haven't tried the goat's milk yet. She's just starting with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd be interested. I'd be interested to know what you think about it. The goat's
Yeah,
milk.
I'm interested into trying it.
Yeah,
I'll be up there this next weekend, and so I'm hoping that she'll have some for me to try.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And what kind of goats are they? The
She
regular sized goats or the
uh
smaller
the,
ones?
she's got some smaller ones, and then she's got some that are a little bit bigger. She's got 2 different breeds.
Yeah, it's got so people are so into it. I was talking to people that used to go to Collinsville, and get their livestock. It got
Uh-huh.
really expensive to do that because everybody wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that have dealt with that a lot, and they had to find other sources because people started picking up on how wanted those animals were. So they
Yeah.
started jumping the prices up, and it was just more than what people wanted to pay.
Yeah.
Because you could always get goats there at Collinsville, and chickens.
Yeah.
But more and more the supply and demand. So it drove the price up. This has been a few years ago. I don't know where it stands today. I imagine it's only worse. You know, definitely a seller's market.
Oh yeah. Well, I know Sarah had hatched out like 20 something eggs, and like she's had a hard time trying to sell them. Um, you know, she I think she's been able to sell 10 of her chicks. Um, but anybody else that, like if you've heard of anybody that would like chicks, let me know. I'll let her know.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they
Well,
even with,
that's good. And
yeah,
hopefully you'll be back on the farm at the end of June and living life. Uh-oh. Well,
I
like that.
hope. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, as the old saying goes.
Now, are you still going to work? Are you retiring or? Uh,
I've applied for a couple of part-time positions.
okay.
I don't think I want to go back full time. Um,
Right.
it's a lot. Um, and I want to spend some time with my grandbabies. And
Sure.
um, I told uh, you now. Do you have a church?
I do.
So let me ask you this: as a pastor of a church, I've thought about talking to my pastor. I would like to offer classes to people because we do a food pantry at church.
Sure.
Um, to anybody that would like be interested in coming in to learn how to preserve food, like to canning or even dehydration, anything like that. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
I think those things are very popular. And talking to the Chattanooga Food Bank, especially, they have a lot of partners out in the community through
Mm,
all the counties. And this is a big deal. There's a lot of people, a lot of churches getting involved with that. So they definitely would be, there definitely be opportunities to do that. Definitely.
okay.
People will want that. So there's a lot of churches that are moving that way. A lot of their partners, like I said, are church pantries and stuff, and those classes and stuff like that. So it's definitely an area where people are very interested in doing stuff like that.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I don't think you have a problem finding a way to outsource those skills. You know,
Okay.
these things are just going to grow. I mean, I really, like I said, things are getting tough, and people are looking for, you know, people will get their cannon skills back out. You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of people got away from it, but it's going to happen more and more.
Well, see, I think it's a skill that people have lost,
Yeah,
especially the younger generations, and they just don't know they don't know how to do it anymore.
right.
And I think that I think they need to learn how to do it, just like with quilting. I think these younger generations don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of stuff that's out there is coming from overseas. The quality's not there. I mean, people used to make the quilts, and people would have them. They'd pass them down generation to generation.
Yeah.
You know, now there's some amazing people around I've seen do some. It's crazy, but just to go buy, you don't get the quality. They
No.
fall apart. They just fall apart.
Yeah.
So these are all things that we're going to have to get back to doing, and it's got to be passed down and taught to folks because this whole supply chain disaster, which is what it really is, this global supply chain they call it, it's a mess,
Yes.
and all they got to do is just cut us off. And can you imagine the chaos that would happen? All the products that come in from outside of our borders. I think
Mhm.
the president wants to work on stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah.
well, I know you got to get to bed. We're about out of time.
Yeah.
We want you to get your beauty sleep. But this is a great topic, and maybe we can pick it up next Monday because I would like to expand on that a little bit about
sure, that'd be great.
those things, talking about canning and food pantries and stuff like that. I know Rob is into that, and I think we could have a great discussion with that. We get some people. I know people will be interested in talking about it, so
Sure, that'd be great.
I think we'll do that. So,
Okay.
hey, folks, been good to be with you tonight. Always great to be here, Miss Elizabeth. Y'all pray for Rob. He doesn't feel good. He said he'd see me Wednesday morning. Tomorrow's not a broadcast day for him. It may not be for me, except in the morning I will be on here. We may have to move the racing. I'll be at the funeral home tomorrow afternoon, and I'm going to work out an alternate plan. We still have the racing show. We may have to bump that. I got to get with Dean, and we'll see what works best. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Normal programming on Wednesday. My sister, husband, supposed to be in the studio here live with me. We'll have fun. I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll talk about something. Probably talk music or something. She likes music. We'll have some fun. They have very eclectic styles of music. We may just talk music. That's a good topic. But have a good evening, everybody. Pray for the country. Pray for each other. Pray that Miss Elizabeth can have her sanity for just about another month and a half.
18 days. 18 days.
18 days. Dealing with all that traffic. And can get back to the quiet farm and enjoy farm life.
Yes.
Appreciate everybody being in the chat. We've had a lot of people in here. We appreciate you playing along, helping us with the trivia. Excuse me. We'll do more of that because I like it.
Yeah.
And, lastly, I'll say if you don't have a Rumble account, get one. Get one. Telling you need to be prepared. If you have one, great. Keep it brushed up. Know your password and all that. Because there's a lot of Rumble and stuff coming too. All right, Miss Elizabeth, have a great night. We'll go out some music, let you drop out, and appreciate you. You're a blessing to us.
Well, thank you. And I had fun tonight.
And I hope your allergies get better.
Oh, thanks. All right, bye.
All right, take care. I'm gonna pull this song back up, and we'll drop you down and let you go.
Okay.
Mama said there would be days like this when Dave and Rob start to show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack.